Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
Grandma and I are in Palm Beach. I've been in New York City mostly. Every time I bump into people, they're like, what are you doing nowadays? Like, when are you here? Are you in Palm Beach full time?
They're mixed up.
I know. And I'm like, honestly, I go back every week or two.
Yeah, well, to do business, we need to come back.
To New York.
To go back to New York and then to be with me in Florida. Otherwise, we can't do it together. And since my husband had a knee operation, I haven't been able to leave him this winter, which is stressful because I really like to go back to the city like a week or 10 days a month.
Yeah.
But it'll be over soon.
Yeah.
We'll
We literally only have less than a month left here.
Correct. I'm already thinking about getting the boxes and the suitcases up from my basement here and taking back stuff that I didn't wear here, and I'm not going to wear them in New York. So I'm really going to think very carefully this time because really in the city, I don't dress up very much. I mean, it's mostly
dress up
slacks.
more here?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's much more casual living for me in New York. I don't go to the big fancy balls. So
yeah, because they have more parties here, I guess.
yeah, they have more parties, and there are places that tend to say, you need to be dressed.
Right.
I don't think Poppy needs to put on a jacket anywhere unless he's chilly.
Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah, I wonder why it still has that like formality in the culture and fashion here.
Well, I think it's been an old guard society for a very long time, and they love to get dressed up because, women always like to put things on that look pretty, and there's no, thank heavens, there's no threat of being mugged or robbed or, we don't have those concerns as much. There is some, I'm sure you now have to lock all your cars, that's for sure, because they steal the cars. They don't want to steal your dresses. But
I don't think if a lady went out in a fancy dress in New York, they would be mugged.
Well, but they wouldn't wear the jewelry. They wouldn't wear perhaps their engagement ring or they.
Like true.
No, I think it is.
I know people talk about it, but if you're getting in an Uber and you're going to like a charity event and then you're getting back in the Uber and going home.
Well, if you're very secure, it was a very interesting thing. You're talking about that. There was a problem just yesterday. The taxi drivers, there was a scam man on Clematis Street, which is right near where the college is in West Palm Beach, who was scamming riders. And I don't take Ubers that much, but evidently when they gave him the credit card, he was able to get.
Wait, you don't give Ubers credit cards?
Well, he's a taxi. He wasn't an Uber or a Lyft. He was, supposedly
so
a taxi
driver, not an Uber
driver. And he really, I don't think he was a real taxi driver either. But he evidently scammed over 50 people. And he was
charging more than.
No, he was taking their security code that was on the credit card, which I don't know how. And he went and he cashed in money from their accounts.
It's not great.
They arrested him, thank heavens, so don't worry about it. It's all cleared up. But, people do devious things.
Yeah.
I never think of that, but you have to be a little careful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could really happen anywhere.
Yeah, don't you remember when you get off in an airport when somebody says, come in my taxi, taxi? And I always want to tell people who come into New York, don't do that. Go to the taxi stand, go to a legitimate driver.
You think that people would just know that, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think people are very trusting.
Yeah. Dad and I were walking in Central Park like a few weeks ago, and the petty cab drivers were on the bike.
Crazy.
They pull up and they're like, do you want to get in? And we're like, no, it's okay. And for the next 5 minutes, he's like, I'm going to keep bothering you until you decide to get in. And we were like, we're not tourists.
And they're very expensive.
Yeah, they're like hundreds of dollars.
They rip off these people because I think it's like $17 for a minute or something.
Yeah.
And they also, which we've discussed before, because when you and I came out of theater a few times in the fall, they're always standing in front of the theater. And if it's raining and you need to get a car or your lift is coming in front, there's no way you can get into your taxi or your Lyft or your whatever. So there are issues. And I tend to think people are a little more careful now.
But you
which they should
love
be.
talking to Uber drivers and cab drivers.
I do.
Like even we went down to Delray yesterday to
was
do
fun.
videos with Danielle Brown, whose Instagram handle is Healthy Girl Kitchen. She does all these cooking videos. So we wanted to cook with her and like have a fun content day. And so we got in the Uber and
Well, we had a trauma first. Let's discuss it. It was a boat weekend here in Florida.
The boat show.
So the boat show. So for 5 days, there were big mega yachts going up and down the coastline or staying stationary trying to sell their boats. So on Sunday, when the show is over, then all the armada of boats have to leave the dock.
Mm-hmm.
So they would put the bridges up. You could be sitting at that bridge for an hour.
Yeah.
So yesterday,
why didn't they just make the bridges taller?
Well, we can't get into that. They're not asking our opinion on that. It's already done. So yesterday when we had to go somewhere, you had called for a car and we could see the bridge was literally
up, but not at the time that they said they typically go up.
No.
Because everything was off.
Correct. So it took us much longer to get off the island. And it's not easy on a good day to get off this island anymore.
Uh-huh.
So,
but
it was fun. I loved our little trip to Delray. First of all, she's delightful, and she has another cookbook coming out. We're actually going to see her in New York in April. But the best part was looking at her little boy. He had the
cute.
most gorgeous blue eyes I ever saw. You said he's going to grow into those eyes, but I don't know.
I think with all babies, like your eyes are always the same size they will be your whole life. It's everything else that's smaller. So then you like grow in to the rest of your face.
He had the most gorgeous eyes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they'll still look like blue like that, but
anyway, it was fun.
So cute.
It was fun. We had such a good time, and we sort of assisted, right, Kim?
Yeah, we kind of just watched.
We sort of messed up.
We chopped a little bit.
We chopped grapes.
Yeah.
And we chopped the salad.
You chopped grapes.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what I did.
I was worried with your knife. The knife was getting a little too tricky near your fingers.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not the best at that stuff. I think I just need to watch like one YouTube video.
I think you need to use a smaller knife.
And then
smaller knife, a paring knife. I don't think we needed that big, tremendous cutting knife.
Yeah.
For those little tiny grapes that were minuscule. But anyway, it was fun.
Because I'm always like, it'd be fun to take a cooking class or something. But in those classes, they try to do really outlandish. Like, I just need to know literally how to hold a knife.
Well, you could really do that. I think you could do that on a YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or now I ask ChatGPT everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so reliant on it.
See, your brother was right. Everything is AI and ChatGPT.
It's actually crazy. Like, usually I would say, oh, let's just Google it. Like, I don't even do that anymore. I just
That's what
go on ChatGPT. And Zach jokes because I'm like, ChatGPT is my boyfriend. Like, I talk to it all day long. I ask it every question.
All right. If
it
works, it works. You don't get an answer back that you don't like.
Yeah, or you can tailor it to respond
to what you're asking.
Right. I mean, it's not like it's giving me false information.
Right. It's not like telling you I love you. It's showing you how to do things.
Do you think he's ready to say I love you?
The ChatGPT, probably. If you're using it so much, you're probably in a relationship.
Maybe it's time for the next step. I'm excited.
Exactly.
We'll move in together. No, I feel like there's going to be so much technology in the next.
No question. And that's got pros and cons because people will have to develop new jobs because they're definitely going to take over many of the jobs that people do now. But, I just listened to something as a matter the other day. This has been going on since the Industrial Revolution. Everybody said, oh, nobody will have any jobs. It changes. Exactly. It mutates into new jobs and new educational things, and people will learn different skills.
Yeah.
So,
is there any piece of technology that you can't really get behind? What about Waymo, like the driverless cars?
Well, I don't really like it because I don't trust the people around me. But I know I have to trust the car because it's going to stop.
But I think it's smarter than the people, right?
It is smarter than the people. The people are very stupid, especially in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I would say they're the worst drivers anywhere I've ever met.
I don't want to out anybody, but you were very upset that Poppy was honking the other day.
I did. I don't like honking on the street. That's one of the things that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like it in the city. I find it very rude.
It's more common in New York too. Like no one really does it here.
Because the taxi fellows used to honk all the time.
So then when you honk here, it's like extra rude.
I don't like it. I feel that people, first of all, half the people here don't hear. So this is a very big problem. You're blowing your horn and they're not really hearing you
Yeah.
anyway. But I do think a big problem here is there are too many people on the road. We're having a big issue with bikes here now because there are many, like in every big city, and this is becoming
I
a big
haven't
city.
noticed that here.
A lot of
Where?
bikers.
Not
and
city
they
bikes.
don't. Excuse me?
Not city bikes. Like not.
No, regular
Yeah.
bikes, but they don't have a bike lane. So if you don't have
Right.
a bike lane and you have narrow streets to begin with, this is I think it's a disaster
I
waiting
never
to
see
happen.
bikers unless I'm on the lake path.
Oh no, the people go all the time, especially Saturday and Sunday. Families are out there and they're supposed to go single
Yeah.
file, and they don't. So they take, they go like 3 or 4 deep on the road, and it's tricky.
Yeah, walk like the rest of us. Why are you even on a bike?
Well, it's supposed to be healthy.
No, just
I
like
used to
get in
love
your
bike
car
riding.
and drive
Well,
like
okay.
a regular person. No, I was always the worst bike rider.
I love riding a bike. I used to have the kids when your mom and uncle were young. We used to go in the park with the bikes and
It's
picnic.
nice
It's
in
wonderful.
theory, like in any rom-com when they're like on the bikes and they're holding hands
Well,
and
it's
they're
not.
whatever.
No, it's
in
just
the
a nice
park.
exercise to do with the family, but it's very hazardous now with all the traffic. So I certainly wouldn't do it.
Here are my bike injuries. Fell off,
Right.
partially tore my ACL. Fell off, got 36 stitches in my knee.
Right.
I liked stationary bikes. I liked Soul Cycle, but that
Right.
probably messed up my back. Like there's nothing good for me about biking.
Exactly.
Or running or much.
Well, it's
most
very
things.
it's very hard on everybody's
Yeah.
body.
Mom says I'm like delicate little flower.
You're like a little China doll.
Yeah. I'll just lounge and eat bonbons.
Well, that's what you should do. Well, yesterday, instead of eating bonbons, we were eating these little crackle things that I thought was there was nothing real in any of those things we ate.
Oh, it was like
But
an
those-
organic snack. Right. Water lily seeds or
Right.
something.
I was going to go buy those at Publix because they
Good.
sort of were tasty and they were under 100 calories
Honestly,
for a whole bag.
that is better for you than like eating Lay's potato chips in your bag.
Well, I don't eat potato chips.
Oh, what were you eating the
I
other
eat
day? I
the
saw
fishes.
wrappers.
I like
Swedish
the
fish?
sweetest fish.
Wait, you know there's a really healthy Swedish fish brand?
Well, I like.
Well, I don't know if it's really healthy, but it's like organic or something.
I don't know. I use Pepperidge Farm. They're perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
I
good
thought I
snack,
saw
and it
you
only is
having-
100 calories, and I like that, and it cuts the hunger in the afternoon. So, these things were pretty good. I'm gonna go to the market and see if I can find them.
Yeah. I don't love Swedish, like I don't like gummies.
No, I don't
But-
like gummies.
But there's
either.
this store called Little Sweet Treat that opened in the West Village.
Okay.
It's kind of like Dylan's candy bar, except tiny. And like, you self-serve the candy.
Right.
And it's like always a line around the block, like with adults, not like children.
Yeah. Well, people love them.
But
People love candy.
I think I don't know if it might be Swedish candy. I don't actually know what it is, but they have some chocolate things, but it's mostly gummies and
Right,
sour. And like,
right.
I don't like that kind of stuff, but I went in after dinner. I forgot where I was eating.
It probably always looks so pretty too. All the different.
It's really
colors.
cute. It's like
Yeah.
a cute store
Right.
and that cute branding. You walk out with a little
Bag,
pla-
like
Ziploc
like
bag.
Dylan's thing in the Hamptons, where they all walk out with the different colored jelly beans.
But this feels a little bit more minimal.
Okay.
But they, I took the chocolate ones. They were like chocolate caramel.
But are they real
something.
chocolate? Not
No, real
wheat?
chocolate.
Real
Yeah,
chocolate.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a healthy shop.
No, but chocolate is healthy. But
Yeah.
now there's so many people say it's vegan this and vegan
Oh,
that.
no.
Yeah, I want the
this
actual
is,
chocolate.
This is real chocolate.
Okay.
And I kind of loved it.
Okay, good.
But then I was like,
You should have bought some and kept them in the
well,
apartment.
what I
in a little-
did, I was with my friend. She was like, "That's not how you do it, because you're supposed to like fill up the bag." I
Right.
put like 3 in.
Oh.
Because I was like, I'm not gonna like it. I don't have to fill up a whole bag of candy.
Well,
and then
now
of
you
course
like
I
it.
ate all 3.
That's going to cost you $20 to go back to this store, and you won't even find it.
No, I know exactly where
Okay.
it is. It's
All right.
on 7th Avenue, and I want to say like around 12th or 13th,
Okay.
but I have to double check on
Okay.
that. It's called Little Sweet Treat.
Okay.
It's very popular on Instagram.
Well, as soon as
also.
we say this, it's going to be a line around the corner.
No,
so you can
it's
forget
there's
the
already
chocolate.
a line around
Oh,
the
all right.
corner. But I went late at night and there wasn't. So usually after
Maybe it's
dinner-
an after work thing. People
I
go
think
home.
or maybe the initial hype kind of died down
All right.
because it opened last year. I think.
Oh, okay. By the
Um,
time I get it, it'll be closed.
Probably.
I'm still
Oh my
talking
gosh,
about
guess-
the biscuit place.
Guess what closed?
What?
The restaurant on my corner.
Which? The Italian one?
Yes.
Lupetto?
Yes.
Well, we were the only ones who ate there, I guess.
Isn't that weird?
It was such a pretty
opened
restaurant.
6 months ago. No, a year ago.
A year ago.
And it's so pretty. They had
It was beautiful.
done such a long time of like renovations. And then
Oh,
I
I'm
walked
sad to
by
hear
and
that.
it was all papered up and it said what it was going to be.
Well, what's going in there now?
This
Probably some
Meme Metse.
Oh.
And I think that's what it's called. And I Googled it and it's from Greece.
Okay.
I think it's
that's
like
more
a
of a Mediterranean now.
Yeah, it's
All right.
Mediterranean, but I think when I looked it up, it looked like a not fast casual, but definitely like
Less expensive.
not expensive.
Well, this was an expensive restaurant, really, and it didn't.
But
get
the place
hype.
is so pretty.
It was
How are they
beautiful.
going to turn that into
I don't think they need to change the decor. It's
unless
beautiful.
it doesn't look like a
Mediterranean.
casual
Well,
Mediterranean
they have to just put some
restaurant.
wine bottles with a
Yeah.
candle dripping on it.
I
It'll
get
look
some-
Mediterranean. Put some
some-
tomatoes on the table.
Yeah,
That was
I
really
don't
pretty.
know.
I liked it.
I thought the food was great. It's the Same people as Bacor Bianca, which is
Right.
all over the city.
Well, maybe they felt that it was just not, it evidently wasn't getting the crowd.
But then how do you like put? They probably
They
lost,
lost
so much
money. Of course.
Crazy.
Well,
I
this is
couldn't
a
believe
very
it.
hard. Restaurants are very, first of all, they go in spurts, and restaurants get hot, and then all of a sudden they can get as cold as ice. So unless you have a clientele that really supports you and stays
But it's
with
never
you,
1 year. That felt really
no,
fast.
that's bad. Well, they
Yeah.
evidently did not do well. I'm sorry to hear it.
Yeah, but you know it was weird. Like I always thought there was a lot of availability, but then some nights I would look on my phone and there was like no availability.
Well, maybe they were having a problem staffing,
Who
or
knows?
the chef. Who knows?
I'd love to know though.
Okay.
So yeah, that was an update. So I'm sure when I go back to New York, I'm going to try a lot of
A lot
more
of me too.
restaurants.
I'm going to all new restaurants when I go home. I'm making a whole thing about that.
Yeah, well, we were talking because we have your birthday, Mom's birthday, and Poppy's birthday, and we don't know where to go.
Well, the problem is, it's not that we don't know where to go.
Oh, we can't
know
get
where
it.
to go, but it's tables of 12.
Yeah.
And nobody in New York wants to take a table of 12. And nobody wants, our family doesn't really want to be in a private room. How much can we say to each other
Yeah.
after 5 minutes? It's
Well,
sort of fun
we're
to be in
together
a restaurant.
lot, too. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
it's-
like we haven't caught up in years. Like,
Right.
we have dinners
All the
at
time.
least once a week.
Right,
So.
and it's fun when you see the crowd in a restaurant, but there really is a problem with that. So we can't get rid of people, so we're going to have to just go to places that'll take us for 12.
Yeah.
We'll do the other new restaurants at a smaller group.
I was trying to think of where I've gone with big tables before.
Not that many. That Casatui was very accommodating.
Casatua.
Cassatua, they
Yeah.
were very accommodating, and that's beautiful. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
a private club,
yeah.
and it's not easy to get into, and it's that kind of thing. You know what? Whatever it is, we're together. And
Speaking of private clubs, I just joined a new one, which I
Naturally.
told you about. I know, I have a problem.
you do have a problem. You don't have enough nights in the week for all these
And
clubs.
I'm barely in New York, which is the other thing. But like,
Well, I think you should start eliminating some of them because you do have to pay for these clubs, even though they're
course.
minimal.
well,
you-
the most expensive part is the initiation
Yeah.
fee, which I kind of ate already. You
Oh,
know.
so then it doesn't
So
matter.
then, I mean, it's still expensive to pay every year because it's not.
They don't have dues.
Yeah, you pay dues every year,
Right, so-
not as much as the initiation fee,
Right.
but still
But if you're not
dues on
using
top
it,
of whatever I'm paying, like dinner
Right.
or drinks that
Right.
I'm when I go.
if you're not using it, I would eliminate. This is not the
I
time
don't
to have
know.
more.
I know it's like this is a privileged problem, obviously, and it's not even a problem. It's more just like this. I don't know if I feel like if I can, and I feel
But you
like it's
don't
a
need
fun
it.
thing.
It's excess. It's excess. And at this time, I think you keep the ones that
I
you
don't know,
really
though, 'cause,
use.
like, I feel even though I like to try new places, like I feel
hard
like
to
I
get
do.
in.
It's hard to get in.
Yeah,
and
that's the
there's
problem.
also not a lot of places that like if I want to not just have dinner, but like you want to just sit around and like have a drink before or after dinner.
Right.
I don't really know where to do that. That's not like a gross bar or like you're standing in
Well,
a
that's
line.
why
to
these
get in
clubs are so popular.
someplace.
That's why they were a big smash in London.
Yeah.
Not so in Paris as much, but Paris is much more secretive.
Yeah.
We don't know where they are in Paris. There are probably millions of
There's
them.
probably millions of them.
Yeah, but New York has certainly been taken over by the club scene.
The popular ones right now are Chez Margot, which I haven't been to yet.
Okay. That all downtown?
That's I think like where's that one? Meatpacking area?
Okay.
Wait.
Everything's in
I don't know. I
Meatpacking.
haven't
All
been
right.
there, so I don't exactly know. But maybe it's in NoHo. I actually don't know. I haven't
Whatever.
been. Zero Bond, which
Well,
I
that's an
am a
old one.
member of. It's
Right.
not that old, but a few years.
Right.
Soho House is old, but I use that when I travel. The one I just joined, San Vicente Bungalow, which is in the
was from
old
LA.
Jane Hotel.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be
From
a big
LA.
hit.
And now I get my membership there too. So when I'm there, I can check out that one, which
Okay,
would be
sounds
nice.
good.
And then
You also have to see how the food is in these
I
places.
ate already.
Oh, you've eaten
Yeah,
there already?
yeah.
Okay. And was it it's Italian, I gather?
No, it's like American. I don't know what it is. It's a mix, but like they have pasta, but they also have sushi, but they also have steak.
Oh, so it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
a little bit of everything.
At
Okay.
San Vicente, yeah. And then the 22 opened in Union Square from London.
Right. That was delicious. I ate there.
Yeah, I didn't go to the club. I ate in the restaurant.
No, I did too.
But you can go to the restaurant in New York too. I made a reservation for
Right.
next week.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think it's called Cafe Zafri.
Well, there's so many new places opening, so that's fun.
Yeah.
And not to worry, because even the hot dog stands on this corner are delicious in New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets the dirt gets in the hot dog. I love it. I love it.
No.
I love it. It's my favorite. The little sauerkraut and mustard on New York hot dog just puts me away.
We know you love hot dogs. You might need a hot dog line.
I
open your own hot dog shop.
Well, no, Gray's Papaya reopened. So that was my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Between a drink and a old fashioned.
It's like
hot
old
dog.
school.
Yes.
And classic.
And delicious.
Yeah. Let's move on to the drama club. To talk about what's trending right now with celebrity gossip, drama. So this is like a little old, but we haven't talked about it yet. There's a thing going on with New York City influencers right now. Did you see this?
No.
So this one girl who I'd never seen before, on TikTok, she made a video saying all the New York City influencers are so boring.
I think they're right.
They're all the same.
Right.
She said they're all tall, skinny, blonde, whatever. And that is very much referring to specific people that I get on my feed all the time. I actually don't think they're boring. But they're like classic lifestyle, New York
That's
City.
the problem, yeah. But you know what? Most people don't live like that, and it gets annoying. So I understand where the girl is coming from. I always say that
isn't
to you.
it aspirational too?
No, not really. It's almost annoying. If I look, there's a couple of girls. I told you I was looking at a couple of them on.
Not the New York City ones. You were looking at other people.
I don't even know where they're from, but they're so tall. First of all, they're at least 6 feet tall. They put on a little tiny dress that's a size 2. They look absolutely magnificent. They're wearing the most perfect heels, the most perfect bag.
Yeah.
Who is this? Who could be like this? This is nowhere near.
Yeah.
And it gets people, I think, I've always felt this way, it gets them either angry that they can't do the same, jealous, or just feeling bad about themselves. And I don't think that's what people should feel when they look at these people. I like the ones I listen to, I can relate to because I think they're funny.
Right.
And they make fun of themselves as well as the things they do. When they take themselves too seriously, I just sort of scroll through
I understand that. But I think maybe on first glance, and there probably are people out there who do take themselves too seriously and it's like really curated and they're whatever.
And they're also making money doing it, let's face it.
Right. But I also think some of these girls who have millions of followers, or at least 1 million followers, they obviously have some personality. They're obviously a little bit likable. Otherwise, they wouldn't have that.
Well, they're likable, or people want to look like them.
Or they're just interested to see what they're doing, or whatever it is. I'm trying to think why I like to follow. I mean, sometimes
I'm following elephants now, Kim. I have a
great.
whole thing in Africa. I'm following all these animal reserves where they're protecting all the different animals.
The more you watch those, the more it'll be fed to you.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Because now I've got 1 million leopards and lions and elephants.
I only get dogs on Instagram because I watch.
How do they know that I'm doing that?
Because if when you're scrolling through, let's say you were getting fashion, and then you got an elephant video and you're like, oh, I'm interested in this, and you watch the whole thing. It's like, oh, she just watched a 2-minute video about elephants. We'll give her another video about elephants.
No wonder I keep getting this one reserve. And now I've attached to the elephant baby. I love this baby.
That's cute.
So, I didn't realize that. So
I mean, that's how
goes quicker through. I can't.
No, but don't you want it to know? This is the whole question.
I like it.
I like that the algorithm can be personalized. Like, I think a lot of people are like, they know your information, but like,
My
that's
information
helpful
is
for me. Like, if
right.
I was like, I really like this dress, and then I get fed more
Dresses
outfits that I
like
like,
that.
I'm like, great. Like,
Yeah.
now I found
Takes
a
up
dress
the
that I
work
like.
that you'd
Like,
normally have to do.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't see anything bad about that. But that's basically how the algorithm goes.
Right. Okay.
So more like news going on. Poppy, the soda brand, it was sold for $1.5 billion.
Is that the thing we drank yesterday?
No, that was Olipop.
Oh.
But like similar idea.
So what's that, a vegan drink or something? Or no sugar?
So
I've never even
PepsiCo bought it.
Okay.
And
Good for them. Maybe they want to buy us.
Yeah. I don't know if that's how it works, but I was gonna read a little bit about it. It's a prebiotic soda brand, but it's
probiotic.
No, I think prebiotic is the same thing as
Okay.
like,
all right.
like I know in like supplements and vitamins.
Oh.
Like there's prebiotics and probiotics.
Oh, really?
I don't know the difference.
I don't know the difference.
But it's a very popular drink, and
do they do it after you do exercise?
It's like a low-calorie soda.
Right.
No.
So it's not electrolytes. It's not replenishing anything. It's just
it has apple cider vinegar. Like I think.
Oh, well, that's dietetic. That's what everybody's taking to the like Ozempic. They're saying that apple cider vinegar and baking soda is.
I don't know about the baking soda thing, but I know for like, I think like nutritionists years ago or something told me that. In the morning on an empty stomach, I think you are supposed to have a spoonful of apple cider vinegar.
Because it supposedly stirs on your immune system.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not your immune system. What do you
your
call
digestive system?
To your thing to go faster.
Metabolism. Yeah.
Thank you.
But.
All right. Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Was it a young company? Is it a young group of people who owned it, or is
so it's a husband and wife duo, Allison and Stephen Ellsworth.
Okay. From where?
Where are they from? They pitched it on Shark Tank once, and nobody invested. Bethany was on that episode, and they didn't invest in it. They did get it from the guest shark, who was Rohan Oza.
Okay.
But I know Bethany did a video, Frankel, and was like, she's usually right about that kind of stuff. Yeah, she's very good. So, all
right, so she missed one.
It was just like a viral soda, but they're like a young couple. Like,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good
that's
for them.
cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, two more news things. Pete Davidson?
Yes. Well, I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. He doesn't call me to say hi, Grandma.
I wish he did. That would be cool.
It would be nice.
He was like, there was paparazzi pictures of him making out with his girlfriend in the ocean in Palm Beach.
Oh.
Why was
I think I knew that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I read that someplace.
Yeah, it was like a week ago, but I wonder why they were here.
Why not? It's beautiful here.
You think they're just on vacation?
Yeah, probably came down for spring break.
Maybe.
Does he have children, or does she have children from a former relationship, or?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe they're just here to soak up the beautiful weather we've had.
They're also like 30.
All right. Well, it doesn't mean he doesn't have children.
I don't think. Yeah, no, he doesn't.
No, okay.
I don't know who the girl is.
They're just here on the beach.
Yeah,
Good.
I didn't know if they were here for like.
Well, they might be here for a meeting. It could be here for anything. We have no idea. Maybe they're visiting the president.
Maybe. That would be surprising. I don't know. Okay, last thing. Selena Gomez.
I saw her this morning.
Yeah.
With her.
She's promoting her album that just came out with her fiance, Benny Blanco.
Yes.
I like it a lot, I decided.
Okay, good.
They're just very like...
Well, he's very normal.
Right.
It would not be a person I would ever imagine she would like.
Yeah. Normal. Like he works with the biggest stars, and he's a really successful
I don't know if he's normal. He's a little way out there.
He's a little quirky.
Yeah, but I thought he was adorable.
You feel like he talks like
nicely.
He's authentic when he's speaking. Like,
I agree.
Like whether it is or not, like I feel like they're not trying to be this like unrelatable couple. Like you look at them and it's like cute and so. It's interesting because both their names are on the album. Obviously, they worked on it together. Right. But I feel like it's more interesting that it's like their album as a couple versus if she just came out with the album.
Okay. Well, they both give each other some credibility. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. So you should listen to it.
Whatever happened to Taylor Swift and the boyfriend? Did they ever get engaged?
I honestly don't really. I'm not a Swiftie, so
Neither am I. I'm just curious. Sometimes it goes.
I don't think they got engaged. We would know about that.
It goes about when they want to push the publicity, and then all of a sudden it dies out. Maybe we have to wait for football season again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know anything about.
Okay.
I think we would definitely know if they got engaged.
Okay.
So. Okay, let's go to the grandma report. Our BuzzFeed article from this month says women over 30 are sharing how they met their partners, and it's not all from dating apps. So there's this Reddit thread, Ask Women Over 30, and people were asking how everyone was meeting their partners. So let's go through a little bit of it because maybe it can give people inspiration. Okay, so someone said, I joined disc golf and dart clubs, both of which are male dominated. I'm the only woman in the disc golf club, which has over 30 men, half of whom are single. I find this easier than using dating apps. I like being friends first because that means they'll be themselves and I can filter them out that way. So far, I'm interested in one guy and the feelings are mutual.
Okay, nice. That's good. You know, as you get older, your choices get less. So she's got to seek places where she can meet desirable men, and good for her. She found 2 different places. I think
that works for any age, though. Like, join something that you're interested in, and
maybe
it's more natural.
Well, I think when you're in school and when you're, as you get into the workforce, you don't always have commonality with the people in your office. You know, it depends on what business you're in.
Yeah, so look outside of this
exactly.
Wasn't work.
You have to look outside of the box, which she did. Very smart.
Okay. Someone said, we met dancing. Our city has line dance and country swing dance lessons. We got paired as swing dance partners, had drinks, talked, and the rest is history.
I think it's terrific. I mean, I love all those things. I mean, that's how older people meet as well. You know, if you have a commonality of an interest and you enjoy it, why not find somebody who also has the same interest? You know, everybody at different times in their life have different desires and different needs. So, taper it according to your lifestyle.
They said, we met at a party hosted by an older woman I had met once. I went because I enjoyed meeting new people, and I believe it's good to be open to everything, even though I knew no one else there. I was 34. We've been together since that night.
All right, good. So maybe this will go into a long-term relationship.
So it's like, say yes to anything you're invited to, because you never know.
That's correct. I think that's the same even if you're in your 20s. I think you should, if there's a party thrown by friends, even if you don't know anybody, go. You can always leave after half an hour. Nothing is a command performance.
That's the thing. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to something because you're like committing to a whole thing. But you have to remember, like, you can leave at any point.
No one's holding you prisoner.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's do the rewind. Grandma, what have you been watching on TV?
Well, Grandma, I love all my Amazon and Netflix programs, but this week on Netflix, I binged The Leopard, which I think has been around for a couple of months, but I just got to it. It's about Sicily in the 1860s and the reunification of Italy, but it's staged around the leopard who's a prince. And the story about is, all the intrigues in the family. I love that. It's a period piece. I believe it's 8 different episodes. And for anybody that loves beautiful scenery, actually, last night I watched, they did a production, a video on how it was produced because the sets are gorgeous. And for those who have not been to Sicily, which I have been, Palermo they took all the different parts of Sicily that you would love to see. And pretty. And the characters are very likable. So it was very interesting. Fun. Liked it.
Nice. Do you think I would like it?
Yeah, I don't know why not. It's a love story. It's a frustration. It's a period piece. You're not going to relate to it because, it was a very different time. And, she was very busy going in and out of a convent when her parents didn't approve of her love for her cousin. I mean, there are lots of intriguing things in it, but the costumes are beautiful. The production is beautiful. I think it's worth a couple of shots.
I'm obviously watching White Lotus.
Right, I know you are.
But that's so annoying because it's only one a week, and I watch so much TV. So I decided to binge a reality show on Bravo that I already have seen the last few seasons on, but I kind of was putting it off because there was more exciting things to watch. But then I binged it. Southern Hospitality. It's like in Charleston.
Oh, I used to love that program.
No, that's Southern Charm.
Oh, Southern Charm.
Which is still on TV.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very popular. Okay.
They can't be the same characters.
It's the same people.
Really?
Yeah, minus like 2 of them, maybe.
Okay.
But basically, one of the cast members of Southern Charm owns a restaurant.
Okay.
So on Southern Hospitality, it's like her restaurant and the staff there. Kind of like how with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there was Lisa Vanderpump, and then she started Vanderpump Rules that had like the cast of the restaurant. And it's like good drama.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fun, entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, this is entertaining. It's light and airy and takes your mind off your work.
So we're gonna do Ask Grandma Anything with listener questions written in on Instagram. But first, just wanted to say we also have Grandma Gail's voicemail. So just remember, you can always email team@excusemygrandma.com or send us a DM on Instagram with a voice note, and we'll play that voicemail with a longer question so we can really get into all the details. But first, we'll do just our short little questions written in on Instagram. Someone said, are leggings pants? I'm torn. I'm trying to dress more adult in my 30s. Are leggings out?
I think leggings are for exercise or for running to pick up your kids. I don't think leggings look great when you go to a restaurant, unless you're wearing a very long sweater and high boots. You know, it's all about putting it together.
Too.
No, I just saw it in Paris. They were wearing it with
when
a
were
big
you in Paris?
I was on my Instagram.
Okay.
I just saw for the Fashion Week. There were big coats. If you wear it has to look, everything else has to look very large if you're going to wear skinny leggings.
Yeah.
Not my favorite look on anybody.
I think that if you're like running around the city from like a workout class to an errand to like lunch with your friends, if you match the rest of the outfit to be athleisure. So if you're like in sneakers and a trench and a hoodie and sunglasses and a baseball cap,
looks
that's
good.
cute.
Right.
But like if you're wearing it with a cashmere sweater and boots, it looks weird.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Not my greatest look.
Yeah. I remember in high school, there was this girl who was walking around to everyone and she was saying, leggings are not pants, and making everybody feel, because like in the 2010, leggings were being worn
I think
as
a lot of people do wear them as pants, and that's fine. But I think a tailored pant is still pretty, or a straight jean still looks better than a legging, because a legging reveals too much, unless you are absolutely a perfect fit. Some of the bulges that come out in leggings aren't so pretty.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Okay. Someone said, what's your favorite ladies' lunch place in Palm Beach?
I don't really do ladies' lunch in Palm Beach because I play a lot of bridge. So I usually get a very fast snack. But I would say if I had to pick one.
You go to lunch.
No, but that's not the same. I don't really go out with a girl for lunch. I don't do that at all. I would say probably the Colony. And sitting outside around the pool would be one of the prettiest and the nicest, and the food's lovely. Or St. Ambrose. It's always lovely for the avocado sandwich. I mean, a lot of people love a big lunch. I don't need a big lunch because I like a big dinner.
Someone said, what is your advice on dealing with hardship or uncertainty?
Dealing with hardship is hard, and everybody has it, either sometimes relationship-wise, sometimes health-wise, sometimes financial, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And sometimes you need to ask a friend or ask a family member to be supportive, but nobody goes through life, and now I'm 82 years old, nobody goes through life without something. And you either rise above it or you wallow in it and you get depressed, and then your life gets worse. So my advice to those who have any kind of issue, talk to somebody you love, talk to somebody that you trust, and work through it. The next day, maybe it'll get better, or in a couple of months, it might get better. Nothing is awful forever, hopefully.
I think relying on your close friends and family is a good piece.
Well, friends only has to be a very, very trusted friend.
Yeah,
because,
or a therapist.
Well, I don't believe in therapy so much. So
that's
you
crazy.
I know. So
crazy.
But the truth is, I think you need somebody who you really trust to talk to.
How do you know when you're ready to move in / get engaged? Is it normal to be nervous?
You're asking the wrong person, because I don't believe in that. But I just think if it's ready, get engaged and get married. and maybe live together a couple of months. I'm not for all these long things because I think what happens is you start finding faults in each other, unless you're very, very young. If you're very, very young, then you need a time where you know where your relationship is going and if this is really the right person for you. But when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you should really know where you're going at that point. And you have to take a chance. Nothing is guaranteed. This is something I say all the time to people. There is no guarantee. Everything could look great, and then it turns out terrible. So, if you're going for the guarantee, you might be sorry.
So I guess the answer is like, yeah, it's normal to be nervous
Exactly.
because you never know.
That's correct. But nothing is guaranteed.
Right, exactly.
You could be married 50 years and it doesn't work, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and say, this is no good anymore.
Yeah.
So, you really have to somewhat be a little flexible and don't worry about every little minute detail. That's one of the things I hear when you're talking about some of your friends and the arrangements they're doing for weddings and showers. And this is so unimportant. In the long frame of things, it's only important at that moment because they're excited and whatever. But you don't even remember it. 2 years down the road, you don't remember it. So, just keep things in proportion and where it's important.
Agreed. Okay, let's end with a game. Should we bring it back?
Gosh.
Hairstyles edition. So, bouffant. Should we bring it back?
No, and I see a lot of them brought
What is
back
that
in Palm
again?
Beach. When they're very teased out, like in the 80s.
Okay.
It's a very old look. It's a Dolly Parton look, what works for Dolly Parton,
Right.
but for nobody else.
Okay. What about curled bangs?
I don't think that should come back either, unless you're in a cartoon.
Yeah. Victory rolls?
No, those are all 40s. Those are hairstyles that are
Like it would
meant
look
to be
weird
forgotten.
now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they weren't so good even then.
Beetle ponytail?
I don't know what a beady ponytail is. Maybe it's just a ponytail. I like a ponytail. I don't know.
Let me
The
see
beetle
the
one is a
beetle-
short one, where the guys used to pull their hair back in a rubber band. I don't think it's a long ponytail, and that was mostly for men, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it's for men. I think it's
Right.
like how the Beatles wore their hair.
Yeah, well, that was
Yeah.
very 60s.
Yeah.
I don't think that needs. I think it's back, actually. I think all these
Some
guys
people.
now, a
Yeah.
lot of the models I see on the runway
True.
all pull their hair back. But
Yeah.
that's strictly for men, not women. If they want to wear it, good luck to them.
Pixie cut?
No, that was ugly. I think I had that when I was 12. Your mother used to, it looks like you have a bowl put
It looks
on your
like
head.
Audrey
Your mother.
Hepburn, but
Oh, no. Well, nobody
I feel
looked like
she had a
her.
pixie cut.
Yeah, but she was her.
Some
her-
people are like I feel
She's
like
so perfect. If you have the most
very small
perfect
features.
exactly, you could do anything.
yeah.
I mean, she was one of those
Like
few people.
there's this
You could do it, Kim.
No.
Yes, because you have very defined features.
Thanks. There's this one model, Taylor Hill, who has one. And
Oh.
it was like kind of a big deal when she cut her hair
Okay.
because she is so beautiful. And,
Well, that's the thing. You really have to
but
have
she
gorgeous
still
features.
is beautiful, of course, but
Yeah. Well, that was very, very Audrey Hepburn.
yeah.
I don't
She
think
can pull it off.
She
but
can
it's
pull it off,
hard.
but 99% of the people can't.
Okay, what about a sleek updo?
I don't like those looks. I
I
really
mean, that's
don't.
back, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess if you want to pull your hair very severe, some of the models
I
wear
feel like
this.
we all wear our hair like that. Like,
Oh, well, you do because you have long hair. If I sleeked it back, it would look like I was in
Oh,
the shower.
yeah.
I think when you're wearing a ponytail or pulling your hair back
Like in a bun, yeah.
it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty. And it's also pretty for at night. I like it more at nighttime than daytime.
It's like model off duty.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, the Farrah Fawcett blowout.
No, definitely. I had it. Not coming back.
I like it, but it is very.
Very
There has
80s
to be like
with
an
the shoulder
updated
pads.
version of it.
I don't think it could get updated.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. Another great episode of Excuse My Grandma. Follow us on social media at Excuse My Grandma. My personal is Kim Merstein. Been posting a lot more on there as well. And see you next week.
Bye.